Yeah, this one was always going to be an intriguing matchup called Miami had no tour. Raiders going into this one too. And you're thinking, how the Dolphins going to respond after the dreadful performance against the Buffalo Bills, where literally everything went wrong. And of course, they were shut out 35-0. So it was the Dolphins who started off in the best possible way with their dangerous defense actually showing up this week. They intercepted Derek Carr for a pick six via Dan Roberts to make it 7-0. Then literally on the next play, it was that Miami defense again that was forcing a turnover. So it's the Miami defense of week one that showed up with the turnover on downs. And then that led to running back Malcolm Brown making a nice run for a 14-0 lead. You're thinking, brilliant. Miami are back. This is the Miami under Brighton Forest we're used to seeing in really the sort of last season and a half. But then the Miami collapse started. Jacoby Brissett throwing a bizarre pass to Waddle in their own end zone. And then as our former contributor until he shows up, get Jack Dizzy, likes predicts, there was a safety 2-pointer with Casey Hayward making the tackle for the safety. Then as a Carlson 50-yard field goal followed. Miami offense slowed down with Brissett being quite limited in what he can do. Before you know it, it's at 14-12 as Derek Carr found fullback Alec Ingold. Then Sanders missed the field goal for Miami. So all the momentum was with Las Vegas at this point. The offense just kept letting the Miami team down time and time again. And then into the second half, the Raiders starting to click into gear now. Derek Carr again finding receiver Hunter Renfro for the score. And then that was followed up by Peyton Barber rush touchdown. So 25-14, I've got to be honest, I thought, yeah, there's no way Miami were coming back. But then, to be fair, they sprung back into life. The inconsistency is clearly showing. And then before you know it, it's 25-17. And then they went even better when Jacoby Brissett, which is probably his only strength, is his rushing game. He then got the rush touchdown to make it 25-all. So it made it really intriguing. And then after four quarters, both teams couldn't be decided. And they still really couldn't be separated in overtime with field goals each from the respective kickers. And it was who had the sort of last drive in them to get the team over the line. And it was Las Vegas at home, driven on. And then in the end, Carlson had a nice chip field goal to win this one for the Raiders, 31-28. So the Raiders haven't had enough to win it. And the Dolphins looked like that they missed that tour because the game was there for the taking for Miami.
I thought Brissett did everything in his power to win the game. He's just not good enough to win a game. That's his problem.
I think that's a scary thing, though, isn't it, Jamie? Where he done everything in his power to win the game, but he didn't throw a touchdown all day.
Yeah, if you completed 32 passes, you got 215 yards. Even that itself is like, Big Ben levels of a lot of passes for a lot of yards. But fair play, no interceptions. That's the only difference between him and Big Ben. But yeah, Raiders. What's that now? 2 games out of 3 went to overtime. Most, I think, yards as well in their history to start off. A few games, I think it's over 1,200 yards.
The leading passer in the NFL with Derek Carr.
Yeah, it won't last.
Yeah, the Raiders, that's a big win for them. Obviously, the AFC West is completely, I'd say, upside down at the minute. No one expected the Broncos. Well, with their opposition they've played, maybe you expect them to go 3-0. But the AFC West is just shaken up at the minute. Obviously, with the Chargers winning at Arrowhead. I don't think I've mentioned that one enough, to be honest. The Raiders. I think that was an important win for them. Obviously now they've got a couple of AFC West matchups coming on, and they're going into it full of confidence, being 3-0. We've got to see how they go. Obviously, Derek Carr had a very shaky start against the Dolphins, but fair play to the Raiders. They did come back. They got the win, and obviously fair play to the Dolphins as well. It was a very, very improved performance from their dismal display against Buffalo. And obviously with Brissett, it's a different game compared to Tua, but he showed some positive signs as well. And I think the Dolphins, obviously being in the AFC East, it's a weak division, but yeah, there was some positive signs for the Dolphins in credit to them.